by a little story. And Patrick is familiar, and Bob's somewhat familiar with this story. Back in about 1988, 89, I actually was in a company that I was fortunate enough to be in the right place, right time, and it exploded. I only put two people in, I gave a lot of people away. And it turned around. After 18 months, I had enough money coming in that I did no longer needed a job. Okay. Now I'm what you at that time in my life, I was somewhat young still and somewhat rather stupid. So I was what you would call a lazy networker. A, Everybody give me a one if you understand what I mean by a lazy networker. Okay. Once you have enough money to take care of the bills and you're not stressed over what's going in and what's coming out, what's your motivation to keep you driving and building? Everybody understand why I asked that question? You need something bigger than yourself that's important, that's very personal to you. Is for some people it might be pets, other people it might be their grandchildren. For some it's causes like veterans stuff or kids with cancer or orphans. Whatever drives your boat that's important to you has to become your focus. So to kind of speed this up and tell you the story, after about 4 years of not working and sitting home on the couch and doing nothing but watching soap operas and stupid stuff and attending a meeting once a month, back then we didn't have internet per se. We had Denny's and or a diner that we did meetings in and had coffee and drew circles and all the rest of it, right? Can anybody relate to this? Give me a two if you can relate to that period before the internet where we did belly to belly, napkin circles, the whole 9 yards, right? So what happened after about 4 years of sheer boredom, I felt I needed to do something, not for money, but for my time usage. I was rotting and becoming a couch potato, which is no good for anybody. So I took and looked at the ads in the paper, and I saw something that caught my interest because I love TV, right? So they were looking for people to sell cable TV. Right up my alley, huh? But not. For those of you who heard the story, just bear with me. Worst job I could ever take, but the best job I could ever take for two reasons. One, I was an introvert. Can anybody relate to being an introvert? We have any introverts on the call? Come on now.
I'll bone up for it.
Give me a five if you're an introvert and a seven if you're an extrovert. See, extroverts make super affiliates and networkers, right? Because they love to talk to people. But if you're not one of those, guess what? So, make a long story short, during my little 5 minute training I got with the cable company, what happened is they gave me a computer printout, said go down to this street, here's your door hangers. If they're not home, hang a door hanger. It's got your name and number on it. If they're home, here's what you say to them, right? Now, 5 minute pitch or 30-second pitch, I got trained in 5 minutes. So I get my first street. I never forgot where the street was. I got a trailer park for my first street. And so I start down the street I go to the first trailer and I do, it's what I call it. This is my mouse tap story. Keep. Because I want the door hanger to do all my work, right? If the door hanger does my work, how much do I got to do? I don't have to talk to anybody, right? Anybody relate to this at all? Come on, guys.
Yep.
We're interactive here, right? I was shy. I didn't want to talk to anybody. But here's what happens when you're walking door to door, doing door to door sales. Now you're introverted, right? And you're walking up the driveway and somebody peeks out the window. There's only two people going to come knock on their door. Who are the two people? Anybody want to guess? Come on now. We've all had this experience. Somebody comes up your driveway, getting ready to knock on your door. They're one of two things as a rule.
Salespeople are serving you a summons.
No, Jehovah Witnesses
Oh,
or
okay.
encyclopedia salesman back then.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay? I wasn't either one of those.
Yeah, you're right.
So when they're peeking through the window, they're going to open the door before you can knock. What do you want? Why are you in my driveway? Right? So you flash the badge, you talk to them, and boom, guess what happened? Everyone I started to talk to, I didn't leave a door hanger, I made a sale. But if I left the door hanger, how much money do you think I made? Zero, at least right then. So after about 50 doors, instead of going keep, it was bam, 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 because I needed to talk to him at that point. See, what happened is I overcame my biggest fear. Get out of here, you two. Go. See, something happens with money that allows you to overcome fear. Would everybody say that's a real possibility? The desire for money or some goal allows you to overcome fear. And doing what you're afraid of the most, it becomes a habit and no longer becomes a fear. Can everybody see how we can relate to this at all in your life right now? Doing what you're afraid of, making it comfortable, will make it smooth. Okay? Programming story. Boy, that's the well, Patrick and I can relate to the programming story. He's
You know,
talking
we talked about kindergarten,
oh yes.
that programming.
Okay, he threw me a curve for a second. See, Bob's right. Bob and I had this discussion earlier, and all of us, as we've gone through the educational system here in this country, from the time you're in kindergarten and going through the different grades, you're structured into what I call formulated failure. Okay? Now I had to make that term up because it's not out there in that way. But you go to each class at the same time. You're told where to sit, how to act, when to eat lunch, when to go to the playground, right? It's all structured for you. And it's a system that while it's supposed to educate you, it also puts you in a box or a jail. Okay? So that programming has to be unwritten and changed in a slow process. And so how do we do that? How do we go about unprogramming 20
Hey,
years?
let's make sure everybody's following where we're going with this.
Yes.
Folks, give us a 2 if you remember your 8-hour day, 5 days a week from first grade through whatever grade you graduated from. Correct. Sorry about the reverb. That's another story. The reason that we're bringing this up is because we have to break the programming cycle for the majority of people that have not realized that they've been taught their whole life to be only what, Gary?
Only in that structured element.
A worker bee. A worker
bee.
bee, not an entrepreneur. Nobody teaches you to be an entrepreneur anywhere in school, anywhere that I'm familiar with.
Well, let's put this in a little bow and tie it up. My dad had a great saying. He said, if you have a job, a job, which is a career in that sense, you can accomplish two things in life. You can own your house, and you can own a vehicle or some vehicles. But what can you ever accomplish beyond that right there? Even a good job. You can't.
And remember, Gary, that only worked for the baby boomers in the 50s and 60s with a single income. That doesn't work anymore.
No, that's true, but we'll kind of evolve from there a little bit. And I want you to think of it in this way. If you know you can only have so much under that scenario, and the old school way is you went to work for some company for 40 years. But today, yes, Melissa, this is being recorded. Today, in this day and age, people don't tend to stay with that one company for 40 years. Either the company doesn't stay, or they move overseas, or they consolidate where they can get labor cheaper, right? Everybody understand where I'm going with this? So that image of working one job for 40 years is dissipating. It's almost disappearing, right? So where I'm heading with this, I want to give you what you can have versus what you're trapped into having. What you can have versus what you are trapped into having. Give me a 4 if you can see that crossroad and envision where we want to go. Anybody satisfied with that job and it's good enough, it'll take you where you want. Anybody. So, no. So where do we start unraveling the prison that we've been educated into, the trap? How do we go about that? Right? Branding. Now, I'm going to share my screen in a couple places, and we're going to walk through some steps that we're going to help you with achieve here tonight. So let me see, share screen. Let me drop this out of my way. Get all this nonsense gone.
Hey, who's that speaker up there?
Yeah, how about that?
Whoa,
That's
dude.
is that some AI guy?
Yeah.
Dude, look at that.
So now I want you to forget that you actually know me. And if you come across this profile, okay, turn your hat around backwards and look at this
Quit looking, Patrick.
from somebody else's eyes. Okay. Would this have your attention of interest of somebody to work with?
Yes,
Why?
looks professional.
Would you say that person's an authority?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's in a place where you want to get to, right? Everybody agree with that? This is a place you want to get to,
Yep.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, anybody want to take a guess how this image came about? Because we're going to show you how to do this for you. Okay? Anybody interested in doing a header for your Facebook like this in any way? How about some fives? Okay, guys. Once you do an image, now remember, let's go a little farther before we go make an image up. Okay? So your bio, you gotta add a good bio. What's my profile say? Digital creator, co-owner of the Ranking Store, works in internet marketing, former sergeant in the U.S. Army, studied electronics in Central Texas College. There's a high school, where I live, where I grew up, and so on. Okay? Make your bio stand out of interest. Now, I want you to know this is the magic number right here. 6,000.1 followers. Everybody see that? What's that mean? Guys, come on. What's that mean? 6,000 followers. 6,100, give or take. There you go, Bob. Know, like, and trust. Your reach. Okay? So when I post something, I have a reach of stuff of people that get to see what I'm posting. Okay? So, how did I cheat? Anyway, how many people have a picture of themselves? Everybody have a picture of themselves handy? Anyway? Jeff says he's got one. Okay.
Wait a minute, Gary. I'll get one for you.
You got one. You send it to me.
Oh, I was going to take another one with you in the background. You're a star, dude.
I can take your picture and my picture and make them merge it even, Patrick.
I know you can.
So we're going to go over to how many people in here have ever used ChatGPT in any fashion? Give me a 1 if you have used it or not used. 2 if you haven't.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Okay.
Interesting.
Tonight, we're going to tell you and highly recommend that you go do it. Get comfortable with it. I'm going to show you why. We can create so much magic with it. It just will stun you. So we're going to go over to ChatGPT. This is what we took and made an image of. Once we made this image today earlier, then we make a video out of it. Okay? Now we can do Spanish, we could do other things. Okay? So let's try to do something with this and have a little fun with it. Everybody want to have a little fun here?
Hey Gary, what I'm interested in, if you haven't used any form of AI or ChatGPT, what is the reason you haven't done it yet? It'd be interesting to be able to know that so that we can kind of talk about why you haven't used it yet.
That's a good question. I think for most people, it's covered.
Yeah, Bob, you are scared. That's for sure.
Okay.
Who else? Who else?
There's nothing difficult. Hi, Diane. Yeah, there are some people that are afraid of it.
Okay.
But there's
Nope.
nothing in the way that we're going to use it to be afraid of. Brianna, only thing it is, it's basically a search and do projects by searching throughout the internet to use tools and different functions like images and change things around. And it's a creative tool. So we're going to show you,
Mhm.
even though you think it looks hard, let's do a combination picture with Patrick and me. Okay? So I'm going to go grab 2 photos. Let's see, Patrick picture. And we're going to add, we'll go have to find one of mine. So I have to search. Let's see. There's one. So now I've got 2 pictures. I'm going to ask,
Interesting. So while you're doing that, let me ask this question for you guys that haven't tried it or started it yet. Do you have grandkids that are using it? Do you have other friends that are using it? And the basic reason is that you just don't understand it yet. My grandson uses it more than I do, and he's 14. So if you haven't used ChatGPT or any type of AI, what is the basic reason that you haven't used it yet? Anybody can share, it'd be great. Don't understand it? Okay.
Actually, Patrick, I've just been lazy, to be honest with you, to learn to understand how to use it.
That's fair enough. I think that's a very, common reason why people don't. It's because if you read the news and you read, stuff about what, ChatGPT or AI is, it can actually be quite daunting and unfriendly, depending upon what you're reading. But it's like anything else. If you go to the gym to train your muscles, eventually your muscles are going to get stronger. So you have to, walk into it a little bit to try to understand how it can help you in the business that you're in. And in this particular business that we're in here, it can help, a lot in terms of our marketing approaches and things that we can do, like Gary's going to share with you now, where you would never be able to do it on your own without the help of a tool. And, ChatGPT or AI is nothing more than a tool to help all of us do something a little bit better than we could maybe do on our own, right? So if you think of it that way as a helper and not something that's out there that's going to change the world, but it already has in many ways. But I use it 3-4 hours a day, literally 3 or 4 hours a day.
okay, there's what I told it to do right there in the chat. That's how simple this is. Now, one of the things, I'm going to make a change. I'll show you how easy this is to change it once it makes it. Because I'm a critic. I think Patrick looks better in a silk shirt than the one he's in this picture. And I forgot to tell it to do that.
And Jeff, you're absolutely right. ChatGPT is a free module to do a lot of the things that some of the other ones do, maybe slightly better, but for the most part, you can train your ChatGPT to be your, not a pseudo friend, but an intellectual friend to help you and understand a lot of different things, right?
I don't know. You might have to ask Patrick about who developed Grok.
Elon,
Oh, okay.
and it's also part of Twitter right now.
Yeah, one of our projects is supposed to be using
I
that.
messed up. I left the word out.
No,
So,
that's right. That's typical of you.
yeah, gotta watch your typos before you hit go with it. But it's okay. I was going to change the shirt anyway. So
You can't edit?
yeah, all I have to do is ask it to change what I want it to change.
But before that renders, how many, I mean, just ask this simple question of yourself. How many of us have the ability and the talent to go create an image that has a message that we want to send to people literally in 3 minutes?
Now check that out.
I look really good, dude.
It put the blue shirt on you anyway. Check this out.
I love it.
So we want to add one thing. So we want to do, let me copy this. Change the text to, and then we put the word, oops, look at here. Now, see, it'll check.
Tom, it would actually make you look good too. You know, you might want to play with it a little bit.
Made me look younger. You notice that there's no gray in my hair or anything.
I know, dude. I love it. You know, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it for all my job interview pictures.
I thought you were going to say it made you look older, Patrick.
I'm not that, you know.
So guys, anybody see anything difficult here at all?
The
All
difficult,
about the prompts.
I was gonna say, the most difficult thing is in all of the processes about any AI chat is what Bob just said. It is all about the prompt. The prompt is what you tell it to do. The instructions that you give it, that's what's called a prompt.
Now, also, it will do suggestions. If you look back up here, would you like me to make Spanish and Portuguese versions of this same image so you can expand to international audiences? Okay. So
Yeah, you're right.
so the next time that we do this, if I like the image, I'll let it do a Spanish and a Portuguese version. Yeah, but Canva costs you money. And it's a little more difficult to work with than telling AI to do something for you. That you don't have to drag stuff here, type stuff over. You got to do any of that. You just tell it what you want it to do.
Hey, Gary, are you using 5.0 yet? Or is that even out there?
It's 5. This is ChatGPT 5. Now we did, to be fair, we did try to compare it with
Copilot.
Copilot today. And Copilot is just not as good with images as ChatGPT is.
Correct. Not, and Copilot's free anyway, so you're comparing a free to a free version as well.
Yes, yes. Okay, this is far better. Damn, I look like I'm 20 years old there.
Easy, Pete. I look like your grandfather in this picture.
Yeah.
I don't like his one.
You want me to darken your hair?
Nah, that's right. I like the salt and pepper look there.
Gary, what'd you do? Put some Grecian formula in yours?
Oh, ChatGPT did it.
Not unless you told it to.
I didn't tell it to.
Oh, it didn't. No, it just did it itself.
Did
I'm
it
just
itself.
messing with you.
So, let's do Spanish. I'm kind of polite to it. I tell it please and thank you. It seems to appreciate it. And after a while, when you get using this, it kind of knows what you're looking for. and it'll make suggestions to improve things for you as well. It makes great YouTube descriptions, emails. It'll do virtually anything of the hard work that we're doing. It'll cut your time down in just fractions of minutes to what you have to do. And it fully optimizes everything. So in a second, we're going to go back and look at a YouTube description so you can see how it formats it. Anybody interested in doing that?
Yeah, I've never done that. That's cool.
Oh yeah. You tell it how I usually use about 4,000. YouTube has a 5,000 character limit. So I tend to like about 4,000 because I'm going to put my links in it too. I also ask it for the best hashtags for what I'm targeting. So I did want to show you guys that. But now, if I was going to use this for a Facebook header, I would have to tell it to format the site to be correct for Facebook.
Yeah, Medium articles are great to put all your images in and videos in as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it does great. It does good articles. In fact, I will show you guys one that I wrote years and years and years ago, but I had ChatGPT rewrite it for me because I couldn't find my original one. So we'll cover that here in a second and show you what a nice Facebook content would be. See, here's the thing. You're being judged. There you go. How do you like that for Spanish, guys?
If I could read it, I'd tell you, but otherwise, it doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah. But you got to remember, not everybody speaks English, so
I'm
you
teasing
want
you.
to reach that audience. So let's go back a little ways.
I think the two young guys look pretty good. So
Ah. Now,
we got to get Bob in the picture there. Come on.
yeah. Well, Bob's needs to send me a picture, do some of this for him, or let him learn how to do it. See, last night, I don't want to mention any companies, but on a call was on, they mentioned a new, and nobody seemed to catch it, a new $1,000 bonus deal after you sign two people up. Now, to me, that's a big, big hook. Would everybody agree that's a hook? Is that an attractive hook? Come on, guys, participate. Now, think about this. If we have basically a deal that costs under 80 bucks, but you get $1,000 of something free, how much resistance? No, yeah, but see, that comes in the email or the follow through in your description, Bob, and I'll show you that. But
I'm just talking about hooks in general.
oh, hooks in general. So here's the thing we all have to do. No matter what your company you're with, no matter what you do, you have to stand out from the crowd and get somebody to stop on your post or a video or your TikTok or your Instagram or whatever you're using or Medium to look at what content you put out. If they bypass your content, what good did it do for all the work you put into that content? Okay. 100 times 0 is still what, guys? 0. Okay.
Big zero.
Big 0. So we have to be creative enough to get people to stop and read. So if I say there's a free $1,000 and I put the details in my content, do you think I might get their attention with this image? What do you think, guys? Okay, would you stop, each of you, would you stop on this post? Okay? For all of us, your number one expense is the roof over your head, right? But what's your number two expense? Come on. No, car's not your number two expense. Food. Bingo. Do you think this would help for a while, John? I don't know what you spend, but now this is a description in Spanish. Okay? See how it's laid out? But this is designed for Facebook for YouTube. This was designed specific for YouTube. Okay? This one is designed for English, for YouTube. What's my hook? See my hook?
Free groceries, free vacation, free lifetime saving.
Yes. Is that work as what? A benefit, not a feature, a benefit. Yes, it'll write all your scripts, audio scripts, anything you need. All you have to do is get very descriptive in your prompts. The more descriptive, the better that you're going to get. Okay? There's one in Spanish. Basically, what this says, networkers, sign up 2 people, get $1,000 bonus on a $79 offer. Would you trade $79 for $1,000, guys? That's a good hook. Now, I want to bring us back up and get to an article. This is a nonprofit email I had done. Fundraising for nonprofits. It's very good content. Yes, Lynn, we always describe the benefits and not the company, so you're branding yourselves. You can describe it in your, say, your YouTube or something, or you can not mention it and just put the features. If you tell ChatGPT, leave out the name, it will leave out the name. But your branding is going to come, let's go to Facebook for a minute. Your branding is going to come over here or to YouTube. Okay? You can actually make a thumbnail just like this. It's a lot smaller, but it'll be a thumbnail in YouTube. What do you think? Does that make sense? Lynette? Okay. So let's get back over. I don't want to get too far off. Now, remember every one of these pictures that we've done, we could turn them into videos, and I have. So I'm going to show you one of those pictures here in a second. We're going to do an article first. I want to get, what do you think of that, guys? Anybody like that?
That would keep the TikTok thumb switchers from stopping and take a glance anyway.
Yeah. Do you think you would stop and look at this right here?
That's pretty cool.
Now, you know what you could do with this image? Tell me, guys, what do you think you could do with this image? Now, I don't have time to do it tonight.
Make it talk.
I can make this image talk and turn it into a video. Okay, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I think I can share a video real quick. This, in fact, I know I can because I stuck it on YouTube. So
What version? What are you doing to make it talk? And is that what you're making it talk free or a paid program?
it's a paid program, but these people, we've done this on many trainings. It's called Magic. I'll just bring the site up so you can see it. And we'll talk about it for a second. Like once I find it. There it is, Magic Hour. And we've done several trainings on Magic Hour. It goes by credits. So let's go ahead and let's play this one.
Imagina esto. Con solo inscribir a 2 personas, desbloqueas un bono de 1,000 pesos. Todo con una oportunidad que cuesta solo 20 pesos al mes, más una simple cuota anual de 60 pesos.
Let's do it in English.
It looks like
Imagine this. Sign up just 2 people and you unlock a $1,000 bonus. All from an opportunity that costs just $20 a month, plus a simple annual $60 fee. And it gets even better. We'll throw in a free 3-day, 2-night luxury vacation just for joining. On top of that, you'll get access to savings at over 1 million stores you already shop at, from Kroger.
Okay. Everybody get the idea of what you can do with these images we use with ChatGTP?
You sure you weren't selling cable again?
Yeah. So I think you're starting to get anybody want this site? It runs me about $30 a month.
you can probably find other ones that are cheaper, maybe some free versions of it too.
Yeah, there may be some free versions out there. It's called Magic Hour. I use something called Revoicer to make my audio clips. I can make them in virtually any language on the planet there.
Maybe this week we can research a little bit, Gary, and see if we can find, a couple free resources that does the
Yeah,
same.
that would be better. You have to be real careful. You can't go over 59 seconds or you'll get an error. Okay. And I can't do it on a webinar because the resources will suck it up. It just gives me an error on a webinar for the most part.
So that's not Revoicer?
No, this is here's Revoicer. I'll show you Revoicer, everyone. Let's see. I just saw it too. Caught it. There it is. Open a new tab. So Revoicer. Oops, invalid cap. There we go. Why didn't you give me the Revoicer or the capture to start with? So now over here, just to show you, I'll redo this one just so you can see how it works.
No, just the first couple sentences will be all right.
Yeah.
I've already got it up there, so I just have to move stuff around to get to it. What I've done is I put pauses in different places. I've got the speaking rate as slow. I got the volume at high. And so all I have to do is, now this is English, I can put this thing virtually any language pretty much anywheres. Okay? And I could clone my own voice if I ever take the time to go do it. So
How much
we're-
is it software, guys?
I don't remember what we paid for it. We paid the initial price. We upgraded to the pro version about a year ago or so, 8 months. I don't remember exact.
Said like $30 before, didn't you?
Yeah, about $30 a month for the pro version. And it gives me, we pegged it out a few months because I got somebody that shares it with me to make different languages for us.
Is Daniel Acorn using this for
Yeah.
us?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
good.
So I'm gonna go ahead and generate just to show you how it works. So that's how quick it is. It's already done it. So it gave me 44 seconds, which is right within what I need. Now I can add music in the background. I rarely ever do that.
Well,
But
you maybe would do that if you had certain places where you're pausing it and you're just showing a screen, or maybe you're using a faceless one and you're just doing screen.
yeah, yeah. So here's what we're gonna
Imagine this. Sign up just 2 people, and you unlock a $1,000 bonus. All from an opportunity that costs just $20 a month, plus a simple annual $60 fee. And it gets even better. We'll throw in a free 3-day, 2-night luxury vacation just for joining. On top of that, you'll get access to savings at over...
Now, I want to show you a little trick, guys. I got this in English, right? Watch this. Let's go back to ChatGTP. Get back to the bottom. Somebody give me a language.
Thai,
Huh?
Thai,
Hi?
Swahili. Use Swahili. That'd be good.
I don't know. Yeah, Swahili. Okay.
I was going to say Pig Latin, but I'm not sure that that would work.
It might not. I missed that. It didn't. So let's see what we end up with. See, there's nothing difficult. It's just something new for each of us, right?
Yep.
Nothing hard here. Nothing that's out of the ordinary or too difficult to do. Now, it'll ask me if I want to make an audio file, but I've never been able to successfully do it. But let's try it, see if it'll do it. So let me ask the question, guys. Now that you've watched us work a little bit with ChatGTP, anybody see anything difficult here at all to shortcut the time in your marketing? Anybody see how quick this can be? How many of you ever used Fiverr to go make images for you before? Give me a one if you've used Fiverr to do a job like that. And we paid through the nose, didn't we? Right? Now, if you use Fiverr, they're going to make you wait 2 or 3 days before they deliver it.
Mhm.
So, how long did it take me to make an image in here? minute or two, right? And I have it in my hands. Whatever I need, I've got right here handy in just a few minutes. If it's an article or it's optimized content for a website, it doesn't matter. It'll do all of what you need to do in just a short period of time, almost instantly. So who in here thinks they want to start using ChatGPT or something similar and put it to work to help you? How about fours? Anybody give me a 4 if you want to start getting creative, right? Separate yourself from the masses of all the Me Too content. Yeah, I've been watching. I know we're getting kind of close. Anybody have any questions on any of it so far? Hmm? Any questions from anybody at this point? Oh, good for you, John. Good for you. It doesn't really matter. You just have to get your prompts. The more you do into your prompts, the better it will adjust to what you're looking for. Sometimes it'll take 2 or 3 versions. I'll make it change the shirt. I'll put a tie or a bow tie on or something like that to make your content stick out. What's our goal? Guys, what's our goal? Our goal is to get people to stop and view our content, right? Attention. This program is basically just go ChatGPT and sign up for it.
It's on your phone.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It learns your style and your
So,
correct. Correct. Now it's asking me, look, listen to this, guys. Do you want me to create shorter versions for TikTok reels or radio spots? See, it's asking me what it could do to help me more. Okay? That's what it'll do for you. It's learning what you're doing. Now, when I was doing Chinese and Hindi and different things, it would always ask me those. Do you want it in Hindi? Do you want it in Chinese? Do you want it in Spanish and Portuguese and so on? It learns what you're looking for in your marketing. Okay? So here's let's kind of tie things together, and Bob's got some announcements too. When we tie all this together, if we go back to Facebook for a second, we brand ourselves, right? And we have unique content that stands out, right? Would everybody agree? We got some content that stands out. Okay. Right? Would you say that some of this stuff stands out? Get $100 bonus for lowering your electric bill. Same provider. Solution in the first comment. Okay. No, the Facebook header, we made this at ChatGPT, just like the rest of what we're talking about. We're not going to put that picture in anywhere other than right where it's at. Okay? Because when people look for friends, what do, guys? They don't just say yes, they're going to go look at your profile. Right? Correct? They're going to go look at your profile. If your profile's done correctly, they're going to be attracted to working with you. Would everybody agree that's true? What makes you decide to work with somebody? And you know the answer to this already. Know, like, and trust. Yes. You ask it to make a Facebook header picture so it makes it for the correct size that you're going to need. Okay? If it's going to be for TikTok or YouTube, whatever, you're going to want the format size to be correct for what you need it for. And don't be afraid to make a thumbnail out of this. All right, Beverly, it's been a pleasure. We're about to wrap up anyway, but we're glad you spent time with us. Bob, I think I'm going to wrap up right there and let you get
Yeah,
to
Beverly's gonna want to hear this.
Beverly, can you hang for a second or two?
That's a hook.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry about the reverb. That's another story. If you're getting it. Yeah, I see you are. Okay, I'm in constant contact with Gianni, who is not just the programmer IT guy. He is now a full admin at the corporate level. That's the first announcement. The second announcement is that after I met personally again with Danielle, Mario, Claude, and my daughter in a meeting while we was in Florida, they have accepted Gary and I now as personal consultants to the corporate structure and the admins. So we have their full attention daily. Matter of fact, while we're doing this Zoom, I'm talking at the same time to Gianni about a number of issues. So really quick, one of the main things for the US is ACH direct deposit. We know from the last Zoom that was not talked about. The reason it wasn't was because they had not signed the contract yet with the local bank. Okay, and that bank, just so you know, is not Sutton, Sutton. Sutton Bank is the provider bank that is managing our money on our corporate banking virtual cards. Now that that contract is in place, next Wednesday, we are going to be given a date, and it will be soon. Okay, that was the big things. Couple of little things. The corporate support portal has actually been very poor, and that is not news to anybody on this call. There is some things in play that I cannot speak to yet that is going to be changed, but it will be for the betterment of the entire community globally. That has just not been on their first priority to-do list, just to be honest with everybody. Okay, so we have to collectively, especially as leaders from the top down, make sure that we are back in contact with every person under you. Remember that Gary and I spoke about you needed to know every single person in your first 5 levels. That you had to know those 62 people, and there was a reason for this, and this is the reason. Okay, there's no way that you're going to know all 5 levels that follow you of those 62. That's not what this is about. But you absolutely have to be in contact with those individuals, because if you're not, then you are in jeopardy of being in a situation where they haven't even learned how to get in their back office yet. So that is something that everybody needs to look into, and you need to pass that on. So there's 3 different scenarios right now. The first scenario is all of us that have paid and we started receiving our commissions. When you go and you request withdrawal, you're going to automatically see that it's a default setting for Ambassador One expense money unless you turn that off. If you don't turn that off and you request and you don't have enough, you won't get any money, and you'll see it sitting there. So that is a scenario that has happened to a lot of people already. If you have that issue, you got to get with either myself or Gary so we can explain it in more detail. The basic thing that you got to remember is that we taught everybody to do what, Gary? Reserve how much money?
You gotta have your expenses reserved.
You need to
1649.
reserve $1,650
Yep.
to get to the gold that we've always talked about, the $10,000 a month income, and that is only from the Ambassador Pack money. That has nothing to do with the mall money. And understand this, they are paying us 50 cents per person per level in your personal matrix. So if you have 200 in your matrix, you get 50 cents times 200. If you got 2,000 in your matrix, you just do the math. Okay. And that is a second income stream that's added to the first income stream that then is applied to your unilevel. Now, right now, we all only brought 2 directs, right, Gary?
Yes.
Okay. Now that we are restarting the engine, everybody that is at least to Ambassador 5, now when you get your link, you are going to want to start going wide. And I can tell you that this project is going to be just as easy to invite your third, your fourth, and your fifth, and we'll just stop right there, as it was your first 2. I can assure you that what Gary and Patrick have been working on behind the scenes, to the tune of about a $7,000 software package, you all going to want to pay attention going forward to what we're getting ready to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling you, you better stay very close to these 2 guys and myself in the next coming 30, 60, 90 days. Because those of you that do are going to be extremely happy at the results you're going to see going forward. We don't have the time right now to go into all the details of this, but we will in the following weeks. But just remember, these guys did not have to give us the 50 cents per person per level from the mall, because the mall is not even there yet. These guys did not even have to pay us the unilevel money, but they did just the same. And that wasn't just for me or my wife or my daughter or my son or Gary or Patrick. That's for all of you. But we've been out of the game for 5 months, and so we tend to forget where we came from, where we are now, and where we are absolutely going, because one of the leaders in this company, I ain't going to name the name, doesn't matter, brought to their attention a very, very interesting suggestion yesterday before they did the Zoom last night. And that suggestion was take a look at going back and offering all the people that are currently free in your matrix the opportunity to get the $45 deal for 12 months, just like Patrick did, just like Gary did, and just like my family did. They all voted on this, and they came back, and you heard it last night out of their mouth, that promotion is in play right now. And if you go in your back office and you haven't been back there, shame on you, because you've got to start seeing what's there, including the training modules that you all paid for. Now, yes, they're not the greatest, best, but they get us through what? Compliance. That makes us legal now. Okay? And everybody that wants to come to our free training is invited, but they don't have to. But just remember this. The only way that this goes forward is to restart. The only way that this restarts is with not the promise of 100,000 people still sitting there, because they're not. I probably am going to guesstimate, and I'm going to be low, about 10%. Okay, now Gary has a different theory, but we can probably meet in between and hit 20,000 people. Okay, all you got to understand is when we stopped, we had somewhere between 15 and 20,000 people when we stopped. So when we add another 10 to 20,000 people that are now going to absolutely take advantage of this new promotion, and they're going to do it now because it's a time sensitive promotion. This is what's going to restart us. This is what's going to reignite the fire. And this is what's going to allow each and every one of you to take off and do something so special that you never thought that this would happen. Gary, I'm going to ask you one question before we go. 4 months ago, did you believe that we were going to be able to be here where we are today, where my daughter and I just got to go on a 9-day vacation because of us getting paid?
I felt we would get paid, but I didn't know. I didn't feel, I wasn't sure on the survival side of it at that time, because we had been at that crux of opening 4 different times. But as I saw the investment they were willing to put into it, I became more confident as we went along.
I think that pretty much sums it all up. So that is all I've got for now. But I think that these are big things. I do know that they're getting ready to turn on. If they have not already today, we're turning on the crypto side, so they can take payments in crypto and pay out in crypto. And the ACH is a huge thing, because we thought that was going to be another couple of weeks down the road, and it's coming sooner than we anticipated. And then that means also our hard card is going to be coming right behind that. And if you don't know, oh yeah, if you're not using Google Pay, and you're not using Apple Pay, and you're not using Walmart Scan and Go, you better figure out how to do it, because I've been using that stuff all the way from here to Florida and back with no problems anywhere. All right, that's all I got, Gary.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. How many people got some value out of tonight? Tell me where you're at. Tell me what you're thinking. Anybody can you see yourself placing yourself as an authority now? Okay. I want to see everybody get their Facebooks structured this week So you are that labeled authority. Give me a 5 if you think you can get that done this week, guys. I want to see every one of you have that perfect Facebook header that gives off the image that you want to pursue. And you'll attract people to you, followers that want to work with you. Okay? And with that, we're going to stop the recording right here. It's been our pleasure to have you with us tonight.
My challenge